welcome to another episode of Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick. My name's Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back. This is the best place to get up to speed with all the news of the week in the world of streaming and movies. How are you, Adam?
I am fantastic, thank you. Yourself?
Very good.
How's a good
Very
Easter?
good.
It's not happened yet, but it's about to.
In the future, in the past, had a good Easter, yes.
Good, I'm glad.
Bit of family time.
Yep.
Bit of chocolate time. That sounds ruder than I was anticipating.
Don't put them in the wrong order.
And, yeah.
Good.
Bit of sun time.
Hopefully it's going to
Maybe.
be a nice weekend. It's just nice to be
Never know
away
this
from
time
the
of year,
office
do
for a
you?
bit. No, you never do.
Can be.
You can't trust it this time of year.
Can be anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was good.
Was good.
How has your actual week been?
Yeah. All right. It's been all right. What have I been doing? I've done a bit of gardening.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all. The garden's pretty much ready for the summer now, I think. Yeah. I've brought a new ball cock.
Good.
Because I told you my toilet was leaking.
Yeah.
So I've decided it's probably because of the ball cock.
Okay.
So I brought a new one of them.
Yeah.
Not fitted it yet. But
Okay.
I'm going to have a go.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a go at being a plumber.
Yeah,
Why
do
not?
it. Yeah.
Why not? How hard can it be?
No, exactly. It's just wet and
Yeah, if you stop the
pipes.
wet. Stop the wet, it's just pipes.
Yeah.
Pipes aren't hard.
No.
Other than that, I've not really done a lot.
Oh, good.
How about yourself?
What have I done? Also done a bit of gardening. Got the old jet wash out.
Nice.
That's always fun, isn't it?
Always.
Yeah, so playing around with that.
Just drawing cocks on the patio. And stuff.
Exactly. I tell you something that I hadn't thought about for years and years.
I never say cock. Why have I just said that?
You
That's
said it
like a
loads.
really odd word to say.
You said it a lot on this episode already. Next door's kid.
Yeah.
There was this noise coming in from the back garden.
Okay.
This little crackling. I was like, "What the hell is that?" Stuck my head out the back garden. Next door's kids throwing bangers over the fence. I was like, "How delightfully retro!" Also, I've just cleaned the garden.
Stop it.
Yeah. So I told him off. But I was like, part of me was like, bangers.
That's like so 90s.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't. Where would you even get them from
I
nowadays?
have no idea.
Well, probably
Joke shop?
probably on the dark web.
Yeah, Amazon. Probably Amazon. We were talking about retro sweets at work today. Do you remember Bubbly? Used to come in like a blue and red, individually wrapped bubble gum. Little blue and red sweets.
Kind of.
We were talking about them, and you can buy them on Amazon.
Right. Okay.
So I was like, but didn't even know there was still a thing.
Yeah.
Somebody told me
everything comes back. Right?
Somebody told me it was very 80s to blow a bubblegum bubble.
Okay.
And I'm like, maybe. You don't see them anymore.
We've seen
In the 80s movies, they're always a thing.
Yeah, that's true. And I was going to say we've seen a few 80s set movies and some 80s made movies. And it's an easy 80s thing to do, isn't it? Put on neon
colours and blow
bubblegum.
It's usually with a blonde girl with her hair tied up on the top of her head.
Crimped hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not a thing anymore. Kids don't do it these days. It's died out. It's died out with our generation.
We're all too busy wrecking cinemas.
That's a crazy craze, isn't it?
Watching Minecraft.
Wow. If I was inclined to go and watch the Minecraft movie, which I'm not, that would really annoy me.
My eldest daughter said to me today, she was like, I can't wait till the Minecraft movie comes out. I was like, it's out, we can go and watch it. She was like, no, I don't want to go to cinema.
Okay, fair.
I was like, all right, fine.
Okay. She's probably seen the memes.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope that doesn't become a trend in all films. That'd be terrible. I haven't been to cinema for ages.
No.
The Monkey was the last time I went to cinema.
Oh, really? That is
a long
good
time
while ago, isn't it?
So I need to get back into it. I need to get back in the habit. But I keep saying it, and I love 3 nights, and I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, but what if there's something you really wanted to go? You'd have gone.
I did want to see Death of a Unicorn, but I've kind of missed that now.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's got Netflix written all over it. That film.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely
Really has. So that'll come at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Shall we do a question of the week?
Let's do it.
I think I've got that this week.
Okay,
Let
cool.
me see what I can.
That's good because I haven't.
Find. So I'm going to give you some cash money.
Okay.
You can have £1 million.
Okay, sweet.
But there's a catch.
Wouldn't be question of the week without one.
You have to wear rollerblades
Oh,
for a year straight.
non-stop.
You can never take them off
Never?
for the duration.
Okay. We've got to sleep in them.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, the question says not even at weddings or funerals. That'd be the least of my worries in this situation, in my opinion. Do you do it?
It's inappropriate for a funeral, but it'd be fun at a wedding.
Yeah.
I
was more thinking, like, how do you drive your car?
Yeah, that's an issue, isn't it? But you don't need to. You've got rollerblades on.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, driving's a pain.
Strap some rockets to them.
Driving, it would be... You can't even, like, adapt to learn to drive with rollerblades on.
Unless there is, like, a... I was going to say, I don't know if there's a type of rollerblade where the roller... disconnects, but then you're still essentially driving in ski boots.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Which still not work. But it's $1 million. I mean, it's $1 million, so £1 million. So maybe you just get a taxi or a Uber every day when to work. Yeah. I don't know. You'd have to do the math.
Stairs would be problematic.
Not impossible. But tricky.
But yeah,
you've got quite steep stairs.
I have, and no banister.
Yeah. So you could hands and knee it, but yeah, you might have to crab it up the stairs. I tell you what would be really annoying. You're in bed, you toss and turn, just kick yourself in the shin with a rollerblade. Can you imagine? You are going to be battered.
Can I make you a deal? Okay. I'll do this for £500,000.
Right.
But I need to be able to drive and sleep without them. But I will do it for a year.
I mean, it would still really put you out.
Imagine showering in them. That'd be quite annoying.
That'd be massively dangerous.
It would.
Massively
dangerous. The danger is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Because I can't rollerblade. It's not like I could, like... I'd have to learn pretty quickly.
Yeah, but you would.
Yeah.
By
the end of the year, you'd be
a few weeks in, you'd be fine. Yeah. You'd be at home on
at the moment, I can't. I've never even strapped a pair to my feet.
Yeah.
I'll do it for £500,000 if I can not sleep or drive.
I think I would accept that offer to see you.
Just to see me do it.
Have to live out your life that way for the next year.
I just wouldn't go anywhere.
Have you never had rollerblades on?
I don't think so.
Or roller skates?
Mate, roller skates I've done.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever rollerbladed.
Okay.
My brother had some when we were kids, but I don't think I ever did. I've been ice skating a couple of times.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
I've done roller skating and ice skating. I preferred rollers to ice. Personally.
Yeah. Roller skates are not as bad. I feel like I've got a bit more balance on roller skates. I still can't do it, but I feel like I'm not going to kill myself at all times.
They're more of a... They're a design that would get less in the way. Because with your rollerblade, obviously your rollers extend from out past the boundaries of the shoe.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I'd do it for £500,000.
Okay.
Would you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, why not? It'd be that guy. That guy who rollerblades around the office.
It's that rollerblade guy.
Yeah.
I don't move a lot at work, so it wouldn't be a problem at work. I could get to my desk, sit down, and get up when I leave.
You'd be well fast. Your chair got wheels.
Yeah.
You'd be so fast around the office.
The stairs would be a problem here and in the office.
I wonder if you get chucked out of like supermarkets and stuff. If you go into
supermarkets, feels like they'd be the best place.
They've
got,
like,
I
think so.
Smooth floors, big spaces.
But you know how you'd be like no bikes or skateboards.
Yeah, true. Restaurants would be awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know of any weddings in the next year, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know of any funerals, but that.
Plus, you could always just pimp your boots up.
Yeah.
I think weddings and funerals are the least of your problem. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Shall we partake in some news of the week?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Okay.
What's been going on?
We're going to jump around a little bit, but I just felt the biggest news story of the week is not in the world of Netflix, although it is in the world of streaming. And that is the news of, I think, more of the cast than we expected of the new Harry Potter TV series.
Would kind of shock us all. Nobody was expecting that. That many.
We'd sort of, because he'd self-reported... John Lithgow, back in February, that he was going to be playing Dumbledore. We have now got an official announcement that is the case.
Cool.
We knew that Papa Esedu would be playing Severus Snape.
Yes.
That was also confirmed this week by HBO. But some new news. Nick Frost will play Hagrid.
Okay. I can see it.
Yeah. Definitely you can see it. We already knew Janet McTeer would be playing McGonagall. Luke Fallon will play Professor Quirrell, who is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, at least for book/series 1. And Paul Whitehouse has been cast as caretaker Argus Filch.
That's a bit out of left field, that one, isn't it? But
you can see
again,
that,
I can see it.
He is a bit sort of a younger David Bradley, isn't he?
Yeah. I can see. Maybe not even that much younger.
No, probably not.
The only thing that worries me slightly about this announcement is they appear to be front loading that cast.
Yes,
that's a big cast. So do you heft up your cast because your story's not great?
I don't know, but then it's got to have heft to it.
That's a lot of big names to put in one TV show.
Yeah, you're going to get the unknowns for the.
Yeah, the kids are all going to be unknowns, aren't they?
Showrunner Francesca Gardner and director Mark Mylod said, "We are delighted to have such extraordinary talent on board. We can't wait to see them bring these beloved characters to new life."
New life.
I read an interesting thing this week about because social media is such a fun place.
Oh yeah, great.
They're basically no one. Someone had a journalist had looked at X, formerly Twitter, and also Blue Sky, which are sort of social media platforms, I guess, which you would say generally at different ends of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
And basically, he did a search for sort of Harry Potter in this casting news. And generally, the focus on X was about the change of race to Severus Snape, and not in a good way.
Standard.
And the general feeling on Blue Sky was, why is this even being made? So there did not seem to be a lot of support for this program.
I feel like I'm more in the Blue Sky camp than the Twitter. I know I'm more in the Blue Sky camp than the Twitter camp.
Everyone's got an opinion, but
not that I'm intending on setting up any new social media.
We've already said a couple of times, haven't we? Like, what? Yeah. Why is this getting made?
Why is this getting made?
Yeah.
But it is.
It is.
There's nothing we can do about it,
Yeah.
and the cast's quite good. So
10 years worth of this thing is going to get made.
potentially, yeah.
So, yeah. More cast will follow soon.
I'm sure it will.
Good. So, let's move on to some Netflix news. And news that Adam Devine and Catherine Hahn have signed up to voice a pair of dogs.
Okay.
In a new Netflix adult animation film.
Right.
Called Fixed. Now, this is interesting because this movie is coming from 5-time Emmy Award-winning filmmaker Gennady Tartovsky. He was the creator and director of Samurai Jack.
Okay.
Remember that back in the day? Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, nice.
And Primal. I think he's done a lot of Star Wars animation stuff as well. But yeah, he's behind this, which comes later in the year to Netflix. The synopsis says that what happens when a man's best friend is subject to losing his manhood? In the new adult animation film Fixed, a quick-witted mutt named Bull, voiced by Adam Devine, discovers that his owners plan to neuter him after he's caught mounting grandma one too many times. Upon this alarming revelation, Bull enlists his loyal neighbourhood pals to accompany him on one last untamed all-night adventure with the mission of proclaiming his love for the show dog next door, Honey, voiced by Catherine Hahn.
Okay.
A raunchy yet heartwarming animated comedy, according to Netflix's own Tudum website.
Nice. Adam Devine. His name was around a lot a few years ago, but you don't really hear of him much now.
Him and there's a couple of guys he worked with. Is it Workaholics, the sitcom they had? They did a 2 or 3 Netflix movies.
Yeah, we did one on the show, didn't we?
Was that one of their movie? The
I don't know
time
if it was
traveling.
The time traveling photo booth. He was definitely in it. I don't know if it was one of them.
Yeah, he was.
I think have we done 2 of his films?
He
I feel like he was in another one.
Else, possibly. Fixed arrives on Netflix on August the 13th.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
We talked last week about a whole swathe of Amazon reboots of older.
We did. There was
properties,
lots of
things
Amazon reboot news last week.
Well, Netflix are getting on board. Less of a reboot, I suppose, more of a new adaptation. But this seems to happen every 2-3 years. We're getting a new version of Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, okay.
This time, Netflix are going to have a go at this thing with a 6-episode limited series.
We do seem to get a lot of remakes of that.
Yes. And we've already got a trio of stars signed up to it. Quite big names. Netflix have got on board Emma Corrin,
Okay.
Jack Lowden, and Olivia Colman.
Nice.
They will all be doing this. Euros Lynn will direct it. She has done a lot of Heartstopper.
Oh, nice. I love Heartstopper.
So, yeah. We do have a statement from Netflix, because we always do.
Which vice president have they wheeled out?
Oh, no, this is from Dolly Alderton, who's an author who is also helping adapt this, write it. Once in a generation, a group of people get to retell this wonderful story. It's definitely more than once in a generation.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I feel like there was a movie version of this not that long ago.
Feels like it. Once in a year.
Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is the blueprint for a romantic comedy. It has been a joy to delve back into its pages and find familiar and fresh ways of bringing this book to life.
Cool.
We have a stellar cast, and I'm excited to reintroduce these hilarious and complicated characters to those who count Pride and Prejudice as their favourite book, and those who are yet to meet their Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. Yes, there you go.
Nice. I'm just having a look to see when it was last made.
This is where you're going to tell me it was like
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Keira Knightley did one in 2005.
Okay.
Colin Firth one was 1995.
There's been a TV. I'm sure there's been a TV one since that movie. Anyway,
there was one in 1940.
I'm not having it as 20 years.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies was 2016.
I think I might have read that book.
I've read that book. I own that book. Pride and Prejudice Cut. What's that? 2019. TV miniseries 2014.
Okay. I thought 1952. I knew there'd been a miniseries since.
Another TV series in 2014.
Right.
Pride, Prejudice and Mistletoe 2018. The TV movie in 1938. A video starring Rosamund Pike in 2015. It's been done a lot, is what we're saying. Sure, there was a musical in 2020.
Okay.
But the main two are 1995 and 2005, and now it's 2025. It's happening again.
Mm.
Why does it only happen every 5 years? Ending in 5.
Yeah. It's like Beetlejuice.
It's a conspiracy.
Someone who has obviously got the Netflix bug.
Okay.
Is none other than Robert De Niro. He obviously last month was starred in his first ever TV series.
He did
for Netflix, 0 Day.
Yeah.
And he has confirmed that he is on board The Whisper Man.
Oh, okay.
An upcoming Netflix movie, which is an adaptation of Alex North's best-selling novel of the same name.
Okay.
Also announced to start in this movie are Michelle Monaghan, Adam Scott, and Michael Keaton.
Okay. Adam Scott's another one of these busy guys, isn't he? Never seems to stop.
He is a busy guy. Yeah, he is. The Whisper Man is Netflix's 6th partnership with the Rousseau Brothers production company,
right?
Agbo, although they will not be directing this one. The Whisper Man is, based on a best-selling novel. When his 8-year-old son is abducted, a widowed crime writer looks to his estranged father, a retired former police detective, for help, only to discover a connection with the decades-old case of the convicted serial killer known as the Whisper Man.
Okay, interesting. Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, it will also star Hamish Linklater, who was in Midnight Mass.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you mean.
So, yeah, that's quite a good cast building for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Keep your eye on that one for sure. Sounds great.
Okay, a couple more Netflix stories. So, do you remember the British Horror Story documentary on Jimmy Savile a couple of years ago? Netflix has announced what season 2 of that show will be.
I didn't even know there was a season 2 coming.
Me neither, but it is now. Season 2 of a British Horror Story.
Can I have a guess?
Yeah, sure.
Is it like a famous news story, I guess?
Yes, it is.
Fred West.
Correct.
Oh! Get me.
Correct.
That's like the second biggest news story of all time, right?
Yeah.
Behind Jimmy Savile. Like bad news story.
It's them or the Doctor, isn't it?
Shipman.
Yeah.
Madeleine McCann. That's got to be up there.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yes, Fred and Rose West, a British Horror Story, will arrive on Netflix later this year. Deadline have some info on this thing.
Okay.
It will feature family members of some of the West victims speaking for the first time, along with previously unseen police video and unheard audio recordings. Fred West, who died in 1995, was convicted of the murders of at least 12 young women between 1967 and 1987. Committed the majority of the murders with his second wife, Rose, who is still alive and currently in prison.
Still alive now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mid-May this drops, May the 14th, so not even that long. 3-episode series.
It's like 3 weeks away.
Episode 1 called Fred, episode 2 Rose, and episode 3 The Trial.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That'll do huge numbers.
Yeah.
Bet that'll do huge numbers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it will. It's one of those stories that just got into the subconscious of the country, didn't it? And like, everybody knows those names now.
Okay. Do you want some interesting stats? I know you like some stats.
I love a stat.
So, again, from Deadline, there is a new report based on some research done by a company called Digital Eye, who, for the first time, have examined YouTube viewing habits against Netflix viewing habits across the world. And the habits themselves really vary by different countries, which is really interesting.
That is interesting.
In South Korea, for example, people with active YouTube accounts spent an average, and this is a big number, of 3.5 hours per day watching YouTube.
3.5 hours a day?
In the final quarter of 2024.
Wow.
That was... them and Japan were the two highest YouTube watching
that's a big average
per day, per user. Wow. And Koreans spent less than half that time watching Netflix. The average there being only 96 minutes.
Wow.
Which I guess is a movie.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Ish. Or 2 TV shows.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. What are they watching?
They were the two biggest gaps between YouTube and Netflix that way, with YouTube being significantly more. Other countries were much more equal. So the United States, active Netflix subs, 117 minutes on Netflix a day.
Okay, just under 2 hours.
On YouTube, 97.
Okay, hour and a half. There you go.
In the UK, really close, 89 minutes Netflix, 95 YouTube.
Still more YouTube than Netflix, though. That's surprising.
Italy had the biggest gap the other direction. 91 minutes daily Netflix, 54 on YouTube.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay.
Which is really interesting, isn't it? Because when we talk about, like we talked a few weeks ago about how terrestrial and traditional TV channels are trying to compete with Netflix, no one ever really talks about YouTube.
No.
Well, my kids have watched YouTube. Like, in my house, there's a generational divide.
Yeah.
I'll watch the odd bit on YouTube. But I don't really follow people but I'll watch the odd video. Whereas they'll go to YouTube first
Before they go to anything else.
most of the time. Yeah.
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 Maybe people should start competing with YouTube.
Maybe. I just thought there was some interesting numbers there.
That is really interesting.
Digital Eye Chief Analytics Officer Matt Ross said YouTube has become an integral part of how younger audiences consume content. The challenge for the industry now is understanding how to respond to this fragmented, highly personalized viewing behavior in a meaningful way.
It's fascinating, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really interesting. Because it's like, I do watch stuff on YouTube, but it's mainly when I want to like learn how to do something. Or
Yes.
If I've bought a new product and I want to like get good at it.
How to change your ball cock.
How to change your ball cock. I did watch a video on that the other day. Yeah. Or if I want to like, I use it for recipes quite a lot if I want to do some cooking or something like that. But I don't like, there are accounts that I follow, but not that I like religiously go and watch.
Oh, the new videos dropped on us. Yeah.
But I'm sure that must happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must happen. Maybe we need to aim our YouTube videos more at Korea and Japan.
Maybe. The slowest turnaround, I think, for something that we've talked about for years to become official.
Okay.
Because the...
Is the He-Man movie finally getting made?
No. Well, allegedly it is, but no. Until we see a picture or some footage. No. Oscar have formally announced, so the Academy, I should say, have announced that a new Oscar will debut at the 100th Oscars ceremony in 2028.
Right, okay. 2 years away.
Yes.
3 years away. Is it for stuntmen?
It is the best stunt.
Excellent. Finally.
We've still got to wait another 2 years. So Tom Cruise has missed this. He would have had 4 or 5 of these things.
I would think so, yeah.
And now he's not going to have any, probably.
Oh, you don't know that.
So, yes, the first Academy Award to give it its official title, Achievement in Stunt Design.
YouTube have just released the Squid Game 3's first trailer.
That's really?
Pop up on my screen.
We'll check that out. We can maybe live watch it. Yes, the first Academy Award for Achievement in Stunt Design will be awarded at the 100th Oscar ceremony in 2028. So we've got another two ceremonies before that.
I suppose that's because
it's a gimmick, because it's the 100th one.
Yes, probably. But also, films are already in the running for the next two. Films are already being made that are going to be for the next two.
So I guess movies released in 2027
are already being made now.
Yeah.
So not that should matter.
Rewrite the stunt. Make it
all the stuntmen are going to be like, I'm going to win the first stunt. They're going to get so many stunty films in 2027.
I've got a joint statement from Academy CEO Bill Kramer and Academy President Janet Yang.
Okay.
I don't know which one ranks higher, CEO or President.
President, surely.
But they said together, I'm sure, in an
I like to think they're doing one word each.
Yeah, me too. Since the early days of cinema, stunt design has been an integral part of filmmaking. We are proud to honour the innovative work of these technical and creative artists, and we congratulate them for their commitment and dedication in reaching this momentous occasion. It is quite crazy when you think about it. You think like Buster Keaton was doing this stuff before pictures had sound.
100%. When that house drops on him,
this long to get a stunt award.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Oscars.
When you see some of the Oscar awards that are given out, something as technical as that doesn't get one.
Yeah,
we're going to become. This is going to be the era of stunts now, though, because they're all going to want it.
Yeah.
So those next 2 years are going to be full of films full of stunts.
Did you see the interview with Flopo this week?
No.
She was talking about Thunderbolts, which is obviously coming out next month, and she said she got into an argument with the director because she wanted to jump off this building.
Oh, really?
And they were going to not let her.
Wow.
But I think she won in the end. She got to do it. So
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like the Cynthia Erivo would have won it this year. She did all her own stunts in Wicked, didn't she?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And those broomsticks are tricky to fly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they're not easy to control. Okay. A couple more bits. So, we'll talk about David O. Russell's next movie, which is developing quite the cast. He is directing the biopic about John Madden,
Okay.
former NFL coach and then latterly broadcaster and video game inventor.
I was going to say, name of video game. That's what I know John Madden as.
The movie will be called Madden.
Okay.
And it'll be done for Amazon MGM Studios. So, Nicolas Cage will play John Madden.
No way.
Christian Bale will play LA Raiders owner Al Davis. John Mulaney, him of Netflix's first late night talk show, will play Trip Hawkins, the founder of EA Sports.
Right, okay.
Also joining the cast for the second time mentioned in this episode, Catherine Hahn, of another very busy actor, and Sienna Miller. They are all on board this thing, which starts production next month.
That feels like cameo central, that movie. There'd
Could
be
couldn't it?
loads of cameos in that.
Yeah. Peyton Manning will be in it. He's in everything. He'll pop up in the back.
There'd be loads of like ex-NFL stars, ex-broadcasters, video game stars.
I'd be really interested in watching that.
Yeah, same.
When it hits.
I'll watch anything with Nick Cage in.
Yeah.
literally anything.
Honestly, I'm putting it out there now. I'm going early.
Go on.
If he does it right,
Ooh.
because it's Nick Cage, and you never quite know, that could be Oscar stuff. America loves that sort of thing.
Yeah, they do.
Sports movie. John Madden's a legend in America.
He is. Biopic, always do well.
Yeah.
Cage winning an Oscar, though.
Yeah.
If he does all his own stunts, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love it if Cage won an Oscar. Even a nomination would be great.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's like a full career turnaround.
Yeah. That's an early prediction, but we'll see.
Here's a question. Has Nicolas Cage ever played another human? Like a real human?
Good question.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
No.
Because Nick Cage is such a unique character, unique person. You can't imagine him being somebody else.
Yeah. John Madden as well. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
Like a big guy.
Maybe they're going to Colin Farrell him up.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Full on makeup.
Certainly, maybe for later life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, see, you think about it, because it could be like part sports movie.
Yeah.
Then obviously you got the broadcasting bit. Plus you got the video game development. That's like part sports movie, part social network. Just like you could have, it could have awards all over it.
Even as a younger man, John Madden was still a big, hefty dude.
Yeah.
Nick Cage is not that. Died in 2021.
Yeah. Excellent.
Cool. Okay. Exciting. Well, yeah, that is exciting. I look forward to that.
And then the final piece of news about another Oscar winner.
Okay.
And that is Mikey Madison, who obviously won Best Actress at the Oscars a few months ago.
Yes.
For Anora. She, according to Variety, was offered a role in the new and untitled Star Wars movie that's being directed by Sean Levy, and which will star Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
Which I think we said at the time when this was announced. Seems
strange
like
casting.
Ryan Gosling going for a Star Wars movie, but maybe that's what he's always wanted to do.
Who knows?
Yes, Mikey Madison was offered a part in this, and she turned it down, according to Variety. She is moving on to looking at other projects.
She got a taste for the Oscar world.
The Star Wars movie, as a reminder, is said to be a standalone project, not connected to any Skywalker gubbins. Obviously, no plot details because these things you have to sign your
sign your life away.
All that. Yeah.
Was gubbins in the statement?
No, I may have slightly paraphrased that.
I like the word.
That's all the news.
Excellent. Well done. Good news. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched a couple of things.
What have you been watching?
I've started a couple of things.
Okay.
So I've started season 3 of Reacher on Amazon Prime. It's great. I love Reacher.
I've never got to Reacher.
So good.
Really?
Alan Richardson's so good. It's so well cast, and he's just. I don't know if you ever saw the Tom Cruise version.
I think I did.
Little itty bitty Tom Cruise in it, but
this is more.
Yeah, it's just it's quite funny. It's bone crunchingly action violent, and if it's your sort of thing, Alan Richardson gets his top off a lot.
Okay.
And it's pulpy. It's a good. I think it's a really good representation of what those books are. They are just pulpy, easy summer reads.
Yeah.
Where people get their head caved in every few pages. Okay. And that's this is the TV version.
TV version. I will get to it. I'm sure I will get to it at some point. I just never have. Who knows?
So the whole series I think now is up on Amazon.
Okay,
but I mean, we've watched the first 3. Really good setup, and I actually remember reading this book, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I recommend Reacher.
Okay,
if that's your sort of thing. And then I think you're going to talk about this. I know there's a lot of chat in the Discord about this, and I always feel like I get a few pelters because I've never ever watched an episode of Black Mirror.
It just baffles me that you haven't, because it's your kind of thing. I'm convinced of it. I think you'll love it.
I have now watched some episodes of Black Mirror.
Okay, awesome. Did you start at the start?
I did start at the start. In the end.
Season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
How many have you done?
I've watched season 1.
The whole of season 1?
Yeah,
oh, excellent.
That's 3 episodes.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the thing with Black Mirror. It feels like it's intimidating because this is like season 7.
There's
only like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's not intimidating at all.
But they're wildly different in length, aren't they?
Yes.
Some
yeah.
Like 100%. A movie, and some of them are like 35 minutes.
What did you think?
So I've only watched 3. I really liked 2 of them, and then I didn't like one of them.
Okay.
I liked the. So
you're gonna make me remember what they are.
I'm gonna be like, I can catch you up on this every week because I'm going through the 30 odd episodes of Black Mirror. This is maybe
it's only 22.
Maybe this is better bonus content. I don't know, but we'll start on here. So I watched the pig fucking one.
Yes.
First, I thought it was great. It was brilliant. Like, genuinely, like, sort of watching between your fingers and like, and how quickly it veered to like, oh, this is actually happening. This guy's going to have to do this. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. My favourite of the 3 was the second one I watched, which was with Daniel Kaluuya, and he's having to ride the bike, and there's the talent show, and everything all goes wrong.
I do remember that one.
That was my favourite.
Yeah.
And then my least favourite was the most recent one I watched, which was Jodie Whittaker and some dude I recognise but can't quite place. Toby
Jones?
Kebbell, I think. And they're a married couple, and they've all got this technology where you can record and rewind and watch memories.
Right.
And like basically she commits an infidelity, and this is not ringing a bell.
It's not. Anymore. I'm sorry, but 2014, the first season of Black Mirror was.
I really didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't think it was well written, and I thought that it was just full of characters who were absolutely horrible, and I didn't engage with it.
Okay. The good thing about Black Mirror is there are episodes like that, and there are episodes that you're going to love, and you're not going to love all of them, and there's a whole season that's not very good, and then some you will absolutely love, and that's the great thing.
Sure, I'm guessing it's very different for different. People will like completely different episodes.
I'm going
to
reasons. Do a rewatch of it now that I've finished season 7.
Yeah. So
maybe we'll keep up with each other.
Yeah, maybe
we'll talk about it.
Will you start at the start?
Yeah, I'm going to just watch through. Because as much as people say they're standalone episodes, there is a very loose threads going through them. There are a couple of episodes that follow on from other episodes, and the technology is the same, and different place names are the same. So there's one episode which kind of tries to link them all together.
Sure.
So yeah, there is a theme going through it. So it is. I think it's better to watch it in order.
Yeah,
but you don't have to. Definitely not.
And it's now at the point which I didn't realise is that by far the majority of them have been on Netflix.
Yeah,
as opposed to
I think it was only the first 3 seasons that weren't.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so we've got to that point. Did you ever do Banter? You've never done Bandersnatch ever, have you? So you need to get to that.
I'll fit that in whenever. I'll work out whether.
I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it fits.
Yeah, I'll find out.
It doesn't really matter where it fits, but you do need to do it before this last season.
Yeah,
because one of those is. It's not a sequel, but it's got a recurring character from Bandersnatch in one of these. This last season, I think, has been fantastic. I just finished it last night.
Oh, have you watched all of them?
I watched all of them. Yeah. So there's 5?
Okay.
4, 5 in this season, and I think it's been fantastic. I think all 5 of them are really good. I really enjoyed all 5 of them. It's really difficult to pick a favourite. I think I do have a favourite performance in all of Black Mirror.
Right.
Because Paul Giamatti's in one of these episodes.
Yeah.
And he is fucking.
You got to write something good for that guy.
He is such a good actor anyway, but he plays that role that he plays so well.
Okay.
That's already. Peter Capaldi's in one this season.
Yep.
Jesse Plemons is in.
Yep.
That's the sequel episode. So the finale of this season is a sequel to one episode from season 4.
Yeah.
So that was really good. That was probably the weakest one of the season for me, and it's 90 minutes long. it doesn't feel. I remember when that is the USS Callister, is the episode in season 4. When that came out, it didn't feel like a Black Mirror episode because it is about new technology, but you kind of it's different. It's not the same. And then this is a sequel to that. It again doesn't feel Black Mirror-y.
Yeah.
Although it is very Black Mirror. It does. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't work for me.
Okay.
There's an episode in this the Paul Giamatti episode in this season feels like that's the closest we are to that could actually.
Oh right.
That could be a thing. That's if it's not already a thing that feels very close.
Yeah.
So I won't give anything away, but the premise is that he's got like a VR, but it's the Black Mirror version of VR where they just stick this thing on their head. And he can take a still photo and go inside it. So it renders a 3D world. And it doesn't feel like we're very far off that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, if it's like AI, that's the next
of
AI.
I agree. I think...
And then pair that with a VR headset and you could theoretically walk around.
Where you're playing the game, walking around your living room.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
It doesn't feel like we're that far away from that. And I think that's maybe why I really enjoyed that episode.
Okay.
But the Peter Capaldi one's really good as well. I don't know the lady's name, but there's one called Hotel Reverie in this season, which again I think was about 90 minutes long. And she has to go into a movie, like an old 1930s movie, and replay a role. She's an actress.
Yeah.
But instead of remaking the film, they're playing the same film but recasting it using tech.
Okay.
So and it all gets a bit out of control. But I love Black Mirror.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch more.
I'm going to start a rewatch. I've been debating recently, as you know, whether to do a Lost rewatch.
Yeah.
I'm overdue a Breaking Bad rewatch because I've never done that and I need to do that.
I've never done that, yeah.
I stopped doing my Dexter rewatch because I got too scared to watch season 4 because that's my favourite season of anything and I don't want to ruin it. So I think I'm going to go Black Mirror. I think I'm going to start with a Black Mirror rewatch and then decide after that where to go.
Fine.
So, yeah, maybe I'll keep up with you.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Cool. See. And then maybe we could do them as bonus.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice. I don't think I've watched anything else though because that's the main thing I've been watching is that. And they're quite long.
Yeah. You've done well to do because I don't think you started that season.
I started the first one after we finished recording last week. I did the first one. Good. And then I finished the last one last night. Nice. So I've done them all.
Excellent.
It's a big weekend for Netflix this weekend. Big WWE. It's WrestleMania this weekend.
Oh, right. Okay. So, of course it is. Yeah.
Netflix. That's the biggest WWE event that's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
So that's be interesting to see how that goes down numbers wise.
Excellent. 18
hours potentially over 2 nights.
Really? Good God.
3-hour pre-show, 4.5 hour show, 2-hour post-show both nights.
Right. That's too long.
There's too much wrestling. That's along with like the Hall of Fame and SmackDown and everything as well.
It's too long.
It's too much wrestling. But we'll see. I definitely won't do it all, but I will do it.
I was going to say how much
I will do the main show.
Okay.
So yeah, that'd be interesting to see how Netflix cope with, because that's like their Super Bowl, isn't it? So that's like
true.
The most numbers they are ever going to get for wrestling is going to be this weekend. So
all bells and whistles.
Goes, exactly. But that would have happened by the time this episode comes out. So who knows?
Fine. Good stuff.
Excellent. What's next?
So we're going retro next.
Retro, bottom of the stream retro.
Yeah, we're bringing back, which I think we've said before, will come back occasionally.
Yes.
An old feature. And a good question popped up, which I thought, this is a good opportunity to bring back Real Talk.
It is. So Real Talk was something we used to do, a couple of years ago now, probably.
Yeah.
It's basically a question that we ask our audience. A talking point for the audience. We put it in our Discord.
Yeah, we used to put it on socials.
We did used to put it before we...
Socials, and the world went to...
Yeah, before socials went down under.
Poisonous.
Yeah, and then it's a discussion point for the audience, and then we'll debate it on the show as well.
Shall I hit you up with the question?
Hit me up with the question.
So, if you could have one person/artist who is no longer with us, who has passed away, release one more film, TV show, album, book, play, whatever their chosen field was, who would it be and why?
Okay.
That's the question. We got some responses in the Discord. Chris from the Time Shifters pod said Tom Petty.
Great answer.
Good answer.
Really good answer.
Have had a similar... One of my honourable mentions was similar in that... so I was thinking maybe David Bowie.
Yeah.
But then I kind of decided not to because... And I guess similar to Tom Petty because of their age when they passed away, was that like you have got a whole career of these people.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So I kind of eventually ended up going in a sort of someone who was...
You need somebody
who were taking a bit too
cut
soon.
down in their prime or taken too soon.
Yeah.
That's what you need to go with for this, isn't it?
Well, not necessarily.
I don't really have an answer for it, but I'm going to just
I didn't kind of land on one because I had a couple.
I think the one I would pick has also been mentioned in the Discord as well. So when you get to that, I'll elaborate on it.
Okay.
Why I would have picked it.
Ross Cook in the Discord went very specific, which I like. But he absolutely met the brief. And he said well, first of all, he started off by saying he'd like to see another Robin Williams film.
See, this would be my answer, I think.
Okay.
Because I think Robin Williams, when he was cut down, he was taking a career turn.
Sure.
He just started doing more serious roles. He was doing creepy roles as well at one point.
1 Hour Photo.
1 Hour Photo and Insomnia both came out at pretty much the same time. And then we lost him. And it would have been nice to see where that went.
Plus, he'd have still done Patch Adams too.
Yeah, and things like that would have come out. But it would have been really interesting to see where this creepy side of Robin Williams ended up. And would he eventually have gone full on horror? Yeah. Like Hugh Grant's just done.
Yeah.
And it was...
Robin Williams would have won an Oscar at some point.
I think so. And I think we've been robbed of that a little bit. Yeah. And we're saying it needs to be somebody who's cut down in their prime. He probably wasn't in his prime when he died, but it felt like he'd got a lot more to give. Yeah. And I feel like we've been robbed of that a little bit. So I think that I was thinking that when you said the question. Yeah. And then Ross came up with his wacky idea. And it just kind of went, I think that would be my answer.
Ross was very specific. So he said, yes, he started off by saying another Robin Williams film. Then sort of expanded this to say, well, actually, what about Christopher Reeve? And then also, if we can maybe mess with the time a little bit, well, actually, they were great friends. And if we could have another Superman film with Christopher Reeve playing Superman and Robin Williams playing the villain, Mr. Mixelpix, who was like the weird leprechaun-y goblin magician person. Yeah. Actually, that would have been amazing.
That would have been.
And I was like, that is a really good idea.
Yeah.
And an excellent answer.
You need to mess with a bit more than the timeline, but it is a great.
Well, mine's a bit based on changing the timeline up as well, so we'll come to that. But I thought that was a great answer. Wayne in the Discord said Heath Ledger.
That's a great one as well because he was cut down and is literally in his prime.
And Wayne says I would love to have seen where he went after his role as the Joker. Chris also said, it'd be nice to see if he would be remembered for something other than that.
It does make you think, doesn't it? Where would he have gone next? What would his next role have been?
Does he win an Oscar for that if he didn't pass away?
I still think it's one of the great performances of our time. Him playing that role was so good.
That performance, that film rides on the coattails of that performance.
Yes. I agree. I mean, we have different opinions on this film, but I think we can both agree on that. I think that his performance in that film is probably the best performance in any superhero movie. And it would have been really interesting to see where he went next with that.
Yeah.
Would he still be in the DC timeline now? Would there be a James Gunn Heath Ledger movie coming in the next 10 years?
He'd have just carried on instead of Jared Leto.
Yeah. Would he have? You don't know, do you? Or Joaquin Phoenix. Would that have happened? Or would he have moved on to something completely different? Yeah. And what would he be doing now? Yeah.
Back in Home and Away or something. I don't know. I don't even
Knight's
know.
Tale 2.
Home and Away. I don't know.
Not a Knight's Tale 2.
I had a couple. Mine were both music. I feel like music is the easy one. Not easy one. Yeah, easy one to go for. Because there's a lot of, I've got the whole 27 Club and stuff like that. And so I had a few. I'm not sure if I actually have a single answer. Because there was three that I'd be really interested in, all in the world of music. Like, one would be Jimi Hendrix, who was obviously one of the greatest guitar players of all time. It's a great song. Died very young. What would that guy have done?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Another however many years on his career. That would be one for me. Maybe the slightly hipster one would be Jeff Buckley, who did one album that is absolutely incredible, and then again,
where does he go after that?
Yeah, was that a one-off? Was that a look? Was that luck, or would he have gone on to be like?
I don't know much about Jeff
huge star.
Did he die pretty much straight after that album then? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my other one, but this is the one where I'd want to cheat with the timeline, would be Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be interested in not necessarily Kurt Cobain for the last 20 years. I want to know if Kurt Cobain was here now as a 55 to
60-year-old man. Yeah.
What would he release now?
What would he be doing now?
Would it be like some weird folksy thing?
Yeah, it's a great shout.
Or
would he still be doing what he's doing?
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I would. Yeah, that would be an interesting one as well.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see where Freddie Mercury would be now.
He'd be
like 60, 70, maybe even older than that now. Did you see Brian May at Coachella?
No.
He performed at Coachella. He came out. Somebody was doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
I can't. Benson Boone, is that his name?
Oh yeah.
He was doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and then the stage opened up, and Brian May lifted, and it was his first performance since he had his stroke.
Okay.
So the crowd just went loopy. So imagine that would have been Freddie coming up from the stage. That's just insane to think about. Yeah. Meatloaf, but he was past his prime at that point.
Meatloaf couldn't go anymore.
He couldn't go. No, he worked himself to death.
But yeah, good. Yeah,
there's loads of wrestlers I could talk about. There's loads of wrestlers.
That's an interesting one.
There's
I
loads
didn't
of
even
wrestlers
think
that
of
were cut off in their prime.
Yeah.
Like, what's Eddie Guerrero doing these days?
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of. I hadn't really thought of sports people or wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of wrestlers that were cut off in their absolute peak. So there's loads I could talk about there.
Yeah.
But I think Robin Williams is my answer.
That's a good answer. Really good answer.
It is a really good answer, and Ross stole it.
Really good answer.
But I'd love to know where that serious side of him went after 1 hour photo and insomnia and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
Cool.
Excellent.
Great question. I love Real Talk. We should do them a little, not regularly, but a little bit more often.
I'm always open to Real Talk, and I'm open for people to suggest.
Yeah, if anybody's got any topics they want us to discuss,
it's an open floor.
100%.
It does. It generates some good chat. So
I agree.
Cool.
Excellent. I think we're about done. To be honest,
I think so.
I think we talk a little bit about this film we're going to watch this week. We're not here next week.
No.
We should say I'm going away for the weekend.
I'm not on holiday.
No, I'm going away for the weekend. We could record, but I wouldn't have time to edit. So we're just going to have a quick week off.
Call it a little mid-season
Only
break.
us would have the week off after Easter.
Yeah.
But
perfect.
Hey ho. So we're not going to be here next week. We will be back the week after. We do have a movie show coming on Thursday.
We do.
On our little podcast.
Yeah.
What are we watching this week, Nick?
You need to come back on Thursday to listen to us talk about. I can't keep getting this movie name wrong. It's called Eaten by Lions.
It's called Eaten by Lions.
Okay, we want to call it Sleeping with Lions.
It's not called Sleeping with Lions.
And that's not what it's called. It's called Eaten by Lions.
Yes.
And interestingly, and now we found this movie generated by Robin the Randomizer on Netflix.
We did.
Which is what I've watched it on.
Same.
Whatever. But it is also actually, strangely, available on Amazon Prime as well.
It's available on both services at the moment, currently. So, whether it will be like that for a long time, I don't know. But currently, as this record, it's available on both.
For the purposes of clarity and those keeping score, officially, this is our Netflix week.
Absolutely.
Because that's the randomizer that picked it.
I mainly watch it on Netflix because I don't have ads on Netflix and I do on Amazon. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
British comedy.
British comedy. Yeah, we don't do a lot of comedy on this show. I don't do a lot with comedy personally, so it'd be interesting to see my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the ego.
Listen to you.
But I think it's going to be interesting to see if we agree or disagree on this. It's
okay.
It's going to be an interesting episode. So yeah, Eaten by Lions. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about that.
We will.
We'll be back the following Monday with this show.
Yep.
More of this inane chatter. And then again, we'll go back from there. As and when. Nick's going to go for a nap now.
Standard.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for doing whatever you're doing. Go down there, click the bell, ring the bell, whatever that does. Tell your nan. And come back and find us whenever we're next back.
Cheers.
Bye.